and welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game, the world champ, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Bryce Iggs. And then, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, how we doing? How we feeling? Sam, we'll start with you. We didn't have you yesterday, Sam. We missed you, Sam. We missed you.
Yeah, I had some sponsorship obligations. It is what it is, man. Got to chase my bag.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was okay day at COD. We only had 2 real games, so excited to talk about it, man.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. You're competing in the Annihilator Cup, correct, Sam?
That's right. Correct, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely, I know that you guys are going through a series of different games, right? What's next? Aren't you guys playing League of Legends?
Playing League next. Listen, man, we played Counter-Strike. I got 30 put on my head top by 10s, and Scump beat my ass. So we're not doing too well right now, but I did collat Tyler 1 with an op. So, I mean, that's the highlight of my existence on the server so far.
Hell yeah, bro. So. I know, I think the Thursday before DreamHack, I think we're going to be tuning into the Call of Duty portion of the Annihilator Cup. Benjay, I think you're going to be hopping in with me as well, right? You're going to be watching along with me. How you doing? How you doing, Benjay? You doing all right?
Yeah, I mean, Nick's won yesterday. If you guys are wondering why I was stressing during the show, it's because they were giving me a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm going to go. I may dip in the middle of the show. I'm going to go watch Thunderbolts tonight. And I'll be honest, today's matches were a fucking snooze, but it was.
I thought the first match was great. We'll get into it. But after that, it was, what about you, Slayer? What are you doing over there, Pat? What's going on with you?
Just dominating Chris in fantasy. Nothing new. I don't know who picked Simp in fantasy, but that guy might be the best there this stage. No, he was at the last stage because you had him, but I got him now, and he's great. But yeah, I'm doing good. I think, Tom, this stage is my fantasy stage. I think I'm going all the way.
You think so, Pat? You think
I got
this
a good
is the one?
feeling. I got a good feeling about this one.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I'm losing to that nub right now. So I mean, it's still a long weekend to go, right? Still got a lot of games left, so hopefully I can make the comeback there. But yeah, Sam actually said the same thing. Sam, you said that you're feeling pretty good about your team. So I mean, if everybody's
I'm a Dallas
feeling
Cowboys
good,
fan, Tom. It's my year. It's my stage.
Yeah, we'll see who can take the fantasy in stage 4. But what about you, Duarte? How you doing? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, we still got a lot of game to play though, Pat. I think you got Real and Kenny that need to play, and I got Metals and Snoopy. But I will say, listen, I picked Beans in my fantasy, and he started off a map going 8-20 or 5-20 or something like that. I was appalled. You got to think he's got that pressure of Hercules on his back. Like he doesn't, you know what I mean? He doesn't feel safe. So, listen, man, he's got to do better. But other than that, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man.
That's good. Well, listen, we're not going to waste any time. We do got 3 matches. Shouldn't take us too long to get through them. I was trying to pull up clips, but the colleague just refused to end stream today. So, I'll do the best I can to pull up maybe some stuff along the way. But let's swap on over and talk about the first match of the day. This was arguably probably the most entertaining match. Okay, went all the way down to a map number 5 where FaZe were able to get the Nesla win against the Vancouver Surge. Vancouver come out in a Vol Hardpoint, beat FaZe 250 to 190. FaZe would have bounced back at a Surge 6-3 in that one. A 3-0 win for FaZe and Hacienda Control. Back to the Rewind Hardpoint. We're going to talk about Rewind. Obviously, it's back in the rotation now. And we saw that being played here in the first series. That one was 250 to 176 for the Vancouver Surge. And then, of course, we got a Protocol, S&D, and FaZe. It's just a Simp masterclass there at a map number 5. Simp able to close it out 6-1 there to Atlanta. We'll scroll down here, take a look here at the stat sheet. He had a .78 from 04 today. He struggled a little bit, and a .73 from Nasty. But he had a 1.28 from Mabuza. He had a 1.02 from Neptune. And then the other side, a .93 from Abizi, a .99 from Celium, a 1.07 from Draza, and a 1.31 with over 100 kills in a series from Simp. It's amazing what this guy can do when he's not on Sam's fantasy team. And we'll scroll down here and take a look. Match MVP, Simp with a 1.0 in Hardpoint, a 2.86 in Search, and a 2.22 in Control. Sam, we'll start with you. Atlanta FaZe, they come out, they get the 3-2 victory. They can't win hard points, but they still got the job done. What did you think, Sam? What'd you think of the series?
Dirty Nuzlo, for sure. They're the most threatening Nuzlo team of all time. Yeah, hard points are still concerning. It hasn't been an insane amount of time in scrims or practice for me to see, you know, like noticeable improvement. I wasn't expecting them to be really good at it suddenly. So, Simp had a post game and he was talking about the you know, their practice is going better and they're trending in the right direction. So, take that information how you will. He obviously had an incredible series, nothing due to how he was actually playing, but strictly for the fact that he was not on my fantasy team. And Vancouver, for some reason, just continued to really not have ice. Great hardpoint team though. They looked great there. But I mean, FaZe control and search is probably 1B with LAT. So yeah. I mean, the Neslo was not ideal for them.
We'll go to you next, Pat. Pat, what'd you think? Atlanta got the W today, but definitely still struggling in hard points.
Well, according to Gersh, this wasn't actually a Neslo; it was a Sharp.
Yeah, that was actually funny.
Gersh does those tweets, to be fair.
I thought they did it on purpose.
I'd be surprised.
They deleted tweets, so I don't think it was on purpose.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this was like
good.
one of the best Neslos you could ask for. I mean, 235 was flawless. I thought at a FaZe. Still weak in hardpoint, obviously, but I just have a feeling that like they're gonna figure that out. Like, hardpoint's not the most complex mode, especially in Black Ops 6. Like, I have to believe that they'll figure out hardpoint and turn it around, especially when it gets closer to these big tournaments. But I mean, I'm super confident in FaZe. The fact that they are dominating in 235 like they are is enough for me to kind of, you know, still feel confident in this team no matter what. But yeah, I mean, Surge, like Sam said, just kind of lacks this ice. They've lacked it all season. They lack it in the grand finals and game 5. So I don't know what Surge has to do to get over that hump, but that's going to be something that's going to linger a while if they can't figure that out.
Hey, we'll go over to you next, Duarte. What'd you think of the series?
It was a fun series to watch. It was a super dominant Neslo out of FaZe, but I'm going to commend Seattle or Vancouver for being really good at hardpoint still. And also, these guys show initiative every single split that a map changes to incorporate it into their map pool right away. Like their first match with the new map set with Dealership, they played it. Their first match now with Rewind back in, they're playing it. So whether it was a FaZe doing or Surge's doing, they're content with leaving these new maps in and trying to get reps on them. They look good on it. So that's good signs for Surge. Obviously, they didn't get the win here, but you know they've had trouble with FaZe the whole year, where they're going back and forth, and FaZe just got the better of them in Search. I'm actually curious to see where FaZe end up when whenever the players play on the new patch, and they have to adjust the SMG, because I think the SMG got weaker in the new patch. They're not playing on it yet. I think they're going to start playing on it this week. If correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm curious to see what the pros think when that happens. Also, control spawns are going to change on a couple of the maps. Hacienda being one of them that they played in this series. So again, maybe a dynamic shift, or some teams getting better at certain maps, or maybe even some teams being even better at what they already are good at. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what changes.
Yeah, we'll go on to you next, Benjen, and we'll take a look at some hard points on that rewind. I definitely want to take a look at that map. We haven't seen that map in a while, to be fair, and there's a few hills that FaZe are kind of throwing away, so I kind of want to break it down. But Ben, what's going on, man? Why can't FaZe win hard points? I know you've kind of been on their ass, especially Abizi. I mean, what's your thoughts, Benjay? What's your thoughts right now with these guys?
I think in the macro in this series, I thought especially in the third map, I think FaZe have figured out when they play this team, I think it'll come around to hard points, how to out-cruddy them. You see it in Search as well. Like, I know the map 5 was really kind of a bully out of them, but I thought the rewind, in particular, that Search, they just out-routed the fuck out of Vancouver. I think MC obviously dominated the outside lanes, but within the middle of the map, like Tyler and Chris, Simp and Abizi were just dominant, kind of just forcing mistakes. I think the problem with their hard point, I'm going to give you a couple of stats. I think this kind of really outlines the issue with their hard point. They are the #1 rotation win percentage team on the league right now, but they are below average in hold percentage, and they are second worst at break percentage. They are the second best team on the first 20 seconds of a hill, but they are the second worst team on the last 20 seconds of a hill, which says to me that this team is doing a poor job during the transition period of hills.
Yeah.
When they are rotating, and the hold percentage was a lot better than it used to be. They're getting broke. But they're also scamming a lot of rotations where they're just pushing out too far, picking bad spots, not putting themselves in positions to trade and get easy kills. I think if they can solve that last 20-second problem, they'll do much better on P4s on Vault. They'll do much better on P4s on Rewind. I think you'll start to see the wins come back in the game mode.
Yeah, the P4s are definitely a problem on Rewind. We're definitely going to take a look at those. What about the comms? Do you think comms comes into play? Nameless was grilling Simp today in the interview. He was grilling him. He's asking him all kinds of questions. I know Ali asked about the hard points, and Ant kind of asked about the comms. Sam, you even mentioned the comms to me today when we were watching, because back in the day when I played with MC, you were curious if I understood him. Do you guys feel like FaZe's comms can be kind of hectic at times, or do you think, it's controlled chaos in their world, right? Like for them, they can understand each other. At least that's what they say, right? But what do you guys think about their comms? We do have a listener here. We can tune in, but do you think their comms is a factor?
As long as I know what's going on, I don't think so. I mean, each team has their own like style of how they call out. Like Toronto's super calm, FaZe is super chaotic. So I mean, I don't think success directly correlates to it, but as long as you know what's going on, it's not.
But I also think that FaZe traditionally they were a good hardpoint team in other years, but they weren't like a dominant hardpoint team for most of their years. Like they've always been notorious for being good at like search and control, and then hardpoint's kind of like that game mode that when they were really good in for most of the years. I'm not going to say all of them because they definitely had dominant hardpoint years. It's been their weaker mode. And I feel like in this game, with how hectic the maps play, there's definitely a loss of information that gets like, swept under the rug when comms are very hectic like that. Like you see some of the teams that are very good right now in hardpoint, like for example, Ultra and Surge, their comms are probably a little bit more tame than some. And there's a lot more like stressing of important information. And then some of the like less important information isn't really stressed as much. But with FaZe, it sounds like everything they're saying is stressing outside of like maybe sometimes draws. Draws is kind of like the one that's kind of like in the back end, is being a little bit more quiet and kind of like reassuring people of what's going on, while the rest of them, sometimes they just get lost in those comms. And I feel like that can definitely hurt them. But even if they say it doesn't. Yeah,
I mean, we got a listening here. We actually got back-to-back listenings here with Atlanta FaZe and Vancouver. Let's tune in and see how Atlanta was sounded.
I'm gonna go top cut over ran. Yo, I got across. One more in R. Go for it. Low R.
Everyone's for hill.
Let me kill this guy.
No, he's out line. Line deep right.
He's out of right. One's there.
He's your front right hill. He's pushing out cat, I think. I'm gonna wrap this guy right. You guys kill that front. It's 0 for me. It's 0 for.
Next control point.
I can tell control point.
Next control point. I'm stunning him. Nice, I'm back. I'll see 0 for.
That's right. Got it. Deep right. Shoot across. Line.
One shot time too. They're all one shot. One's line and one's in time. One shot.
On time and one's on cat. Let's see. Push up elbow. Push up elbow.
I'll see cat.
Yes.
I spawned back. Elbow. I spawned back. Undercat. Nasty.
Boozer behind the hill.
What's he go for?
One more.
One mid. Which side? Before closed.
All right, Breaking Point's got about a minute of the listening. What you think? What'd you think of the listening? You guys like it? MC's fucking twisted, bro.
That's why I asked you if you understood him when you teamed.
Yeah, he does. He does like to get. He likes to repeat the comms. I feel like stress comms is like a big thing. It depends like on the scenario, right? Like I feel like some comms need to be stressed more than others, like depending on what it is. And I was even when I was doing some coaching sessions during the week, I talk about this all the time, like stress comms. Do you guys agree that some comms need to be kind of like more stressed and kind of just like louder? Like if somebody's like pinching about to flank your whole team, right? Like that's a priority kill, right? Like I feel like that needs to be like screamed and repeated, right? Like there's just certain things on a map that need to be stressed. What do you guys think about that? Pat, I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially too, like I think the biggest importance of stress comms is like, especially if you're saying something in the heat of the moment when like your whole team is calling out, like you have to be able to, emphasize it above all your teammates to know like, hey, this is the most important call out that we all need to hear. Because especially in the heat of the moment when everyone's calming, like people can, it depends on the player, but people can just zone in on certain stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think stress comms are important. They shouldn't be fucking all of your communication, which I think MC may, do a little bit too much. But like there are absolutely scenarios where you have to realize like, hey, this is by far the most important thing.
Yeah.
Got to reiterate.
I also think that FaZe kind of has gotten a pass over the years because of how good they've been with their comms. Like we haven't critiqued them as much as maybe other teams because they have been good. But like this year, I mean, it's kind of like I feel like it's exposing them a little bit in terms of their communication. Yeah, listen, they can say they understand MC all they want, but it still doesn't help the fact that MC isn't like directing what he's doing. He's kind of just like telling you where people are, and like just like it is kind of a stutter. And at the end of the day, maybe he can't help that, but it's something that maybe he could work in, because when you're listening to that, bro, Draws is the only person that is trying to micromanage and like make like connections in game and like coordinate something. You hear it on that hill, on the P4 hill there. The rest of them, like Abizi's kind of just frustrated, coming where players that are one shot. MC's just coming out positions, and then Simp is a little bit quiet. So like, bro, this game, you need a lot of teamwork. And yeah, maybe they have so much chemistry that they don't need that level of communication all the time, but it definitely could help them. Like I just,
for sure,
I just don't see a world where it wouldn't help if they improved in that facet.
I think correct, Chris, but like, going back and watching that clip, Tyler pulled out an AR, and then like once they got the pick on the side of the hill, like they just single channeled the guy in hill instead of like trying to slide and like do shit together. Like I think part of their problem is just even beyond the communication, their intrinsic understanding of how they want to take team fights. They need to work on. They'll make the breaks a lot better, because I don't think having a 25 break percentage, I don't think is entirely on communication.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're a fucking great team, but I just can't help but think that if they worked on that and maybe were a little bit more efficient in those facets, they could be even better than they are now, which is, it's fucking insane, because they're just always the top 4 team.
I don't know if you guys watched the LA Thieves comms video from the tournament, but their comms were insane. If nobody's if you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend going to check it out. Because you can hear the small talk and just the teamwork, just every little situation. They're just working with each other. It was a great listen, so I recommend listening to that. But let's see how the other side sounded with Vancouver.
He should be in the back. In the back of easy. I got you. I've already fought you. I went Paul, okay? I've already fought you. I don't see any. In the back, Sim, one shot. Oh, turn. Watch your back door. One back. Kill him. 2-4. Oil on the back. Nice. Last part. I'm gonna okay? One shot. You're gonna have 2 entangles. All over there. Guys, that's one time, okay? One time. Other pumps, I'm gonna kill the guy on the pump. One on time. One shot, okay? I will 2 for good. Nice, that's 2. Throw a nade on that. Left corner. Yo, outer pumps. I need that. Close pull. Jump. Gas that. Nice, turn around. Is on time now. Factor in dead. Nice, that's two. P2 I'm going you guys. I'm leaving this shit. I'm going you. I'm gonna do top part. Okay? Catch out. I jumped up mid. 2 out. I'm going top.
All right, and there was Vancouver's comms, a little bit different to Atlanta FaZe. Booza's comms are comedy, bro. It just his accent is hilarious. But Vancouver sounds good. I like the energy with Vancouver's comms. Seems like they all know what they're doing on the map. But what'd you guys think? You like the comms? Hey, sound good. They were good.
Yeah, I like how 04 is stressing whenever there's people behind him. He's telling people to turn around. Booza is very like concise in terms of what he's coming, like making sure that people know, or like the one hill. Like that's an important comm, because that's just going to tell you, okay, we can just bully this guy. And then also like Booza was always like directing, like he's going to go and do this, and then that like just gives people the green light to go and do like something else. So like there's a stark difference in their communication, and I can't help that at this level, with how good that Surge is, it's probably a reason why they're such a good hardpoint team. There's just never a opening. They have everything covered, and they're just outplaying people.
I know it's a busy pulling out the AR more. What do you think? You think he thinks the submachine gun is shit, or what? Because I feel like
can't imagine he thinks that.
Yeah, the SMG's the god gun.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think especially because they're playing old patch right now. But when they get into the new patch, I think we're going to see a lot more, like, people pulling out ARs more, for sure. Like, on certain spawns and certain hills, like, I think people are going to be switching based on different hills. But we'll obviously see how the game kind of changes and evolves. There's also a new movement mechanic that I see people doing. I saw a clip of Shotzi doing it, and it looked fucking crazy. So we'll see if people end up using it. I feel like it might be kind of useless, but, you know, people might use it and might dabble in the mechanic and see if it works. But yeah, we'll see what happens when they play on the next patch. But let's hop over to the Rewind Hardpoint. This is the first time we've seen Rewind in a while. Obviously, Rewind was here in the beginning of the game, and then it got removed from the map set. What'd you guys think seeing Rewind? It was pretty cool to see the map back in action today. I kind of missed this map. I missed it a lot, even though these spawns were crazy here at the beginning. Look at how sticky these back spawns are here. It is very important
It was like this when the map was first in though. It's always been this deep, that spawn.
I didn't say it wasn't. Did I say it was? It wasn't.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's
cook
fair.
his ass, Tim.
That's fair, but like that's always the thing with this hill. Like you gotta push up to the cop car and to sense and block that corner, otherwise they're gonna keep spawning like to the side of the hill here.
I agree, but then
That's why it's
FaZe
so hard to
got
break.
the close spawn and they still threw it away. Like I'm gonna replay this rotation here, right? Just to kind of see how it plays out. FaZe has the good spawns right now. Obviously, Sim's still pushing over bull. You got 3 players spawning at next. I don't know how MC got picked. Then aBeZy gets picked. Then FaZe gets blessed. They're still spawning close. And then after they spawn close, they wide chowed the back. Zach slides all the way out. Or he gets picked, he wide chows and MC wide chows. They just keep wide chowing. Like, what is FaZe doing on his rotation? Don't you think they should be just playing some crossfires and just holding?
Abe actually makes the fucking play. If they just stay alive and let him pinch, he's gonna shoot. He kills 2 people. They probably kill all 3 guys. They just kind of play like fucking crab balls back there.
I mean, I think they need
at least 2 free.
I think they need
2 free kills.
I think they need to chill out, bro. They're over chowing everything. Like Vancouver has to break. They're the ones that are trying to get into this hard point. I think even initially, too, I don't know how MC got picked, but what do you guys think went wrong here? Like, Sam, Chris, Pat, anything you want to add here? Like, what's going on with Atlanta FaZe on this setup? This is a money hill right here. It can't get broken this easily. I feel like there's definitely a lot of mistakes happening right here.
Those initial picks are just like they're just caught out in bad spots on the rotation. There's not a lot of cover here outside of like these cars, and they're not super favorable, especially if you're getting surged by the surge on this side of the street. But once they got this close spawn,
was crazy though. This one right
here.
Yeah,
this one's insane.
Look, another guy spawns up here. Look, even when he's pushing this out, another guy spawns up behind the police car. Like, bro, these spawns are sticky, man. You know.
I mean, I said this a long time ago when we were talking about this map, and people were saying, "What's the best way to break in?" Some people were saying, "Just go up the street," and I said it. It's probably not going up the street. I just remember we had a conversation.
Why are you
I just
saying
can't remember
some people? Like, you don't remember me telling you that?
Was it you?
No.
Yeah, I don't remember. I promise.
Still the best way to break this shit.
I still think you need to send at least one person around the back, because as soon as you get the truck, like they start spawning out. Like the fact that FaZe was getting that spawn is fucking egregious. And if you send even one guy,
was what?
Yeah, that I was gonna say that could have been it, but like. The fact that they didn't send one guy around the back and FaZe just kept spawning there is dude, oh my god.
I feel like, Sam, you would love that hill, wouldn't you? Throw a trophy
Yeah,
down?
I'd be back there the whole time,
You'd
man.
be back there chilling, bro. Just
soaking. I'm blocking, still blocking. Go get him.
I will say this map gives me dope. I love playing. Like I've been playing ranked yesterday, and it's actually such a fun.
It should have never left the map pool, to be honest.
Yeah,
I love this map. It's a great map. Yeah, I like how just the hill placements as well. I'd say the biggest blenders like the P3 to P4. And again, this is just Atlanta FaZe getting broken again. And they have good map control. Simp is pushed out mid. You got aBeZy backing up, making sure spawns are blocked. Right? So everything's looking really good right now for Atlanta FaZe. You're thinking that they're going to be chilling here. But then look at what happens next. Simp ends up dying middle. Right? aBeZy gets pushed up here in a corner. Nobody's looking at the left street initially. I mean, they're just completely giving that up. Then you see aBeZy. He starts tweaking about it. He starts realizing it's open. He goes down. And then as soon as he goes down, you can see how Vancouver approaches this break. You have 2 guys going around the street. They're also pinching front.
Yeah, that's crazy, Sam.
Draws is getting bombarded by nades, and yet now we see the spawns, right? When you push through the street and you block that back spawn, it's a lot different, right? You can see the spawn outs here. Look at where aBeZy just spawned.
What the fuck?
If I'm aBeZy...
Yeah, that's insane, Sam. They blocked that spawn. I don't know.
Yeah, because Tyler aBeZy has his tongue on the wall.
No.
Hey, they still took the route.
I mean,
Tyler aBeZy's tongue is stuck to the pole like it's fucking iced over. What do you mean?
You guys agree? Like, you got to pick up a wide left here, because even if they get courtyard control, like
their spawn rotation was late when Simp died.
Okay, I'm gonna give chat free ball. Okay, listen. What number two was doing on that P3? Number two can single-handedly basically block that spawn where number 7 and 6 just died. If you have a guy on P3 dumpster and maybe a guy courtyard that are kind of just like backing these players down, and you go around the back, if these guys trade out 1 kill here, you're blocking both spawns, because look at where number 7 and number 5 are. All you have to do is stare at it. Oh, you're rewinding. Sorry,
I rewinded it all the way back. That way you can, explain. But
yeah, if number 3 is literally sitting on this dumpster, he can basically just like pin these guys here. If he dies, which is unfortunate, but if they stay here on this street and just like keep them back, when number 4, number 1 go around the back and trade, they're going to start spawning out.
Yeah, and
you're gonna see it here.
Like, look at a BZ, bro. If I'm a BZ and I
Because
spawn there,
number 3's blocking the spawn.
I'm
it's
losing
over.
fucking composure if I'm spawning there. Where a BZ just spawned in, I'm like, dude, I'm losing full. Like, I gotta go on a hike to get back to the hill. But yeah, I agree, Chris. I feel like if people are gonna try pushing through P3 to break, like how Vancouver broke the first rotation of P4, what we just watched before with those, bro, they somehow broke it, doing the impossible. They
had to drop it.
They had to drop a nuke. Bro, they literally had to get 3 waves of kills to finally break the spawns. But the way they did it the second time, they sent 2 people around the street. And I agree, Chris, right? Somebody hanging around dumpster at old, and then you have 2 guys running through that left street or this deep right street here. Right? Like, it kind of just blocks those spawns. And, bro, you could already see where BZ spawning, right? Like, and then Sim spawns right next to him. Like, it was just a clinical break from Vancouver. And if you look at the time, I mean, Atlanta FaZe could have took the lead there or at least tied it up. So just a great break coming in from Vancouver. So FaZe, they definitely going to have to work on some setups in their hard points. They had just a really hard time holding today. And I think that was just their biggest struggle, right? Was just holding hills. I think they're doing the first part right, which is rotating and getting the spawns. It's just holding and like getting kills after the fact that just they keep throwing away their lives. So yeah, I'm sure they're gonna talk about that, regroup about it, and try and clean up these hard points. But nonetheless, they go into the last map. They take care of business. Vancouver Surge lose. And Atlanta FaZe get the W today. Any thoughts, guys? Any final thoughts with Atlanta FaZe and Vancouver? It's a great series. It's a great series to start today.
Well,
Dirty Neslo.
Dirty Neslo. FaZe at these on Sunday. That'll be a banger. Can they go 2-0 or are they going to be 1-1? And unfortunately for Optic Texas, I think Vancouver is going to be a little bit pissed off going into that game tomorrow, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
You think? Wait, say that again. You think Vancouver's going to be pissed off?
I think Vancouver is not going to want to start 0-2, and that could be a problematic situation for Optic.
All right, absolutely. You think they're going to come out with the fire against Optic is basically what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I just think Vancouver, and you guys probably agree, like, you know, they silver surfed the last 2 events. They got to figure out how to take that next step as a team. I felt like this is a series where they got out like really just kind of credited in the maps that mattered outside the hard points. And like they need to get better at control. The control round differential right now with Vancouver is really concerning in the last stage and a half. And the searches, like I think FaZe clearly had their number on a couple of the maps. So.
Why the hell do people keep telling me Neptune snaked? Where did he snake? Where
that clip that you were watching, when he got the 2-piece on the spawners behind P3 or P4.
Did he actually snake?
He threw 2 pumps for 2 different kills.
He threw a couple pumps. I mean, listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like snaking might be back. It might be back.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like at this point, I don't even know. They don't give a fuck. The pros like.
I think it's as long as it's not egregiously spamming it, the pros don't care. And if the pros aren't going to bring it up, there's no point in us bringing it up. Like if there's people saying shit on Twitter that are pros, then maybe we'll take a look at it. But if they don't say anything, what the fuck does it matter? What's our opinion matter?
I mean, listen. If they're not going to hold people accountable to breaking GAs, eventually they're just going to come back, right? Like it is what it is. Whatever happened to Dante when he hard snaked the Lambo? Did anything ever happen with that? Did he get in trouble for that?
I think they got the day off or something.
They got one day off, Sam.
They got a vacation,
or they got like no warm up scrim or some shit. I don't remember.
They got a vacation. They hit the beach.
Yeah, you didn't. I would have been snaking daily.
Yeah, every day.
Fuck yeah. Fuck. You know those fools are in California as well. Those guys probably hit the beach.
So I'm saying they went to the beach.
Motherfuckers. But yeah, Atlanta FaZe, they get the dub against Vancouver. Let's move on to the second series of the day. It only gets worse after the first series, I'll be honest with you folks. I mean, now we're hopping into the Carolina Royal Ravens going up against Toronto Ultra. This was a 3-1 victory for Toronto Ultra. We start things off on a Skyline hardpoint where Toronto were able to win that one 250 to 184. We had a round 11 in the dealership S&D where Carolina were able to close that one out, but that one got pretty mixy. We'll take a look at the end of that one there. It was a big 1v3 from Kleenex as well. Then we go into the protocol control. It's an overtime finish where Toronto were able to close that one out 3-2. And we got a Hasi and a hard point. That one ended 250 to 177 in favor of Toronto. We'll scroll down here and take a look here. What, they don't got the scoreboard for this match, or do I got to refresh? Let's hit a little refresh here and see if the scoreboard pops up. Here we go. We got Gwyn with a .99. We got Slasher with a .84. TJ Haley with a 1.01 and Dylan Rex with a 1.06 today. Most damage on a team from Dylan Rex. It was cool to see him turn up today. On the other side, Benjamin Beans with a 0.74, but it didn't seem to matter because the rest of his team got him. You got a 1.20 from Kleenex today. Over 100 kills in a series. He had 104 kills in this one. What a series from him. He had Insight with a 1.07 and Jodis Eves with a 1.07 as well. Everybody pulling weight in the damage department for Toronto Ultra. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the match MVP. It's going to be Kleenex with a 1.2 in Hardpoint, a 2.43 in Search, and a 0.9 in Control. Great series coming out of Toby there. But we'll start with you, Benjay. We'll work our way up. Toronto Ultra, they come out, they smoke Carolina, and they get the job done. It was a rough start for Benjamin Beans, but the boys got it done. And then rumor on the street is that Merc is also on the bench for these guys as well. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to talk about Merc about maybe potentially coming into this roster, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon. But what do you think, Benjay? What do you think is going on with Toronto Ultra? How did you think they looked today and Carolina, both of them?
I thought Ben Beans had a tough day, but honestly, I thought this was like a fairly solid victory from Toronto. I think protocol controls become very offensive sided. But Toronto's kind of iced up in the last couple of rounds. The S&D was a super weird map. Toby dropped like 17 kills for the L. And I just think, Carolina just sort of outgridded them in a couple of those rounds. I just think the skill diff is really in Hardpoint. Toronto with Ben, with Merc is just in flow and Hardpoint. And neither of the two maps were particularly close. I just don't really know how Carolina can kind of attack Toronto's map pool in that game mode. So I think it was a pretty clinical 3-run out of Toronto. I think of Carolina, you can't be too discouraged with how you played today.
Yeah, let's go over to you next, Pat. Toronto Ultra, they come out, they get the dub. Carolina continue to struggle. Pat, Pat, where's your head at with these Carolina guys, man? These guys look like, I don't know, bro. These guys just look fucking rough, man. Their listening was absolutely terrible today, too. I think we should tune into it because it was just horrible. But what do you think, Pat?
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, they're going to get talent dipped in this series, I think, every time. I just got a weird feeling that the league is gonna collect a couple vets this year. I think this is Slasher's last year. I'm gonna call it. I don't think he's having fun. I don't think he's playing well. I don't think he's gonna get on a team that I think he'll enjoy. I mean, we heard the rumors of this Carolina team trying to make different changes. Obviously, fell through. Yeah, that's my early prediction. But with saying that, I mean, I think depending on what happens with Merc, I think this could be a landing spot for Merc too. But I don't know what Carolina's supposed to do. I'm genuinely starting to feel like they're the worst team that's qualified for champs. But they benefited by having like that early success that they did. I guess I shouldn't say that. Optic is the clear worst. They're the second worst. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, they're just sloppy, bro, across the board.
Yeah.
This series obviously was a Kleenex takeover. I still think Merc should come in for this Toronto team. I think if these Toronto guys weren't as good friends as they are outside of the game, I think Merc would be on this team. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about Carolina at this point. They're not good at anything. They're kind of average across the board. They're sloppy. And I think this team really fell apart when that roster change didn't go through. And now we're just seeing kind of it fizzle out. Obviously, Rex played well today. I mean, I think we were talking about Rex, like how when he first came in, he played fucking LAT back to back. Like we didn't really get a good showing. I have him on my bench in fantasy, and I honestly think I might sub him in, depending on when they have an easier weekend, though, just because I thought he looked lights out today. But I don't know what to say about Carolina.
Yeah, Pat, a few months ago, I said that I think Carolina peaked. Would you say that I wasn't wrong and I was just early?
You might have been early, Tom. You might have been early.
Slay.
But I do think the roster like mania fuck up kind of made this team lose faith in themselves.
Wow. You think with the whole Reese thing, the Vivid thing?
Yeah, trying to drop Reese, trying to get Kenny, like
a great take, Pat. I've heard that somewhere.
And then them sticking, and then having to drop Reese. I think they all just kind of collapsed at that point. Not just like the Vivid, just like the confidence in the team as a whole.
Yeah. What about you, Sam? Sam, was that your take that Slay just said right there? Is that what you said?
I mean, I just said they were compromised since the Reese thing. Yeah, I mean, Ravens are just bad. Just a bad team. I think the individual performance has trended down. Other than Gwen's been relatively consistent. I think Dylan had his first good series today, which was good to see. But I mean, as a whole, they've just stayed stagnant for the entire season. I think that they were good at the beginning. They had some individual performances from everyone on the team to kind of prop their season up from the start of the season, but I don't think that they have made any progress as a team. While I think everyone else in the league have kind of made strides ahead of them. You see that in the points and in their matches. It's kind of disappointing because I was pretty high on them preseason, as well as up to Major 2 is when the trend started down. But yeah, I think that Ravens are probably an early out at champs, unfortunately. But it's just kind of the reality of the situation. Like Toronto were just better in every way.
Yeah. What about you, Duarte? What are your thoughts?
I'm kind of echo a bit of what you guys said. I just think they've peaked. I'm still not sure if they're gonna get better than they were with Vivid with Dylan. It's not that Dylan is bad or Dylan is playing bad, because he had a great series today and he was shooting. But I just feel like this team just struggles to get every single player shooting at once. Like it's always like one or two people doing well and then one or two people doing bad, and you're seeing that in this series. The thing is, if they can get at least 3/4 of their team like playing up to that level that they did peak at before, because there was a point where Gwyn and Tej were their best players, and then there was a point where Vivid was playing well. There was even a point where Slasher was one of their best players at the beginning of the year. If they can get these guys into like form and start playing better, maybe these guys can at least return to their peak and maybe at least get to like top 6 if they have any of that. But they did progress a little bit in this series. Granted, they had Beans getting absolutely crapped on. Their control looked a little bit more winnable. They won to search and destroy like they normally do, and the hard points weren't the best, but I think they had a really good chance of winning that first map because Dylan was performing really well, but they just ultimately, bottled it, and Toronto is just a better team. So I'm still interested to see how this team goes when they start playing weaker teams, because at the end of the day, I think they peaked, but they've only had Rex for a bit. And they didn't get much practice with him going into the major, and now this is finally their first like real like full week of practice, I think, with Rex. So I'm interested to see how this progresses, but I'm not hopeful, but I'm not completely doom and gloom yet.
I'm doom and gloom.
I'm doom and gloom.
I've been doom and gloom, brher.
It's fine. You guys can be.
Since the Ken thing, I've been out on this team, dude.
You can be. I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I'm trying to keep a positive outlook because they did just make a change, and he played well today. So if he can keep playing well, maybe everyone else starts playing a little bit better. Maybe they can do something, but not sure.
They're below average in hardpoint, and rotation win percentage, and break percentage. They're middle of the pack in hold percentage. I just think the way these guys play in respawn, because I think their S&D is pretty solid, control included, I just don't think they have a disciplined system, and it leads to inconsistent results, leads to weird timings, it leads to maps where guys are frying and other guys are getting shit on. I don't think the way they play is ever going to lead to them consistently being good anymore.
Agreed.
It is what it is.
They've always struggled against top teams. Even in the beginning of the year when they were playing well, it was, the top teams were always giving them a hard time. Like I felt like they were always like the top of the mid pack. Did they ever take down a top team this year? Did they beat FaZe? Right? They beat FaZe, right?
Major 1 or stage 1.
That was early. That was really early.
Yeah, it was stage 1 when FaZe was ass.
They beat Optic in the minor. When,
top teams, Ben.
Yeah, true. They beat. Let's see. They lost to Thieves.
Like realistically, they haven't. Right, like at least from what I remember.
No, not really since Major 1.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this team's going to be good, but like, let me see them against the lower ranked teams, because if they can at least like get top 6, that means they're beating like the teams on their level.
Top 6, who the fuck cares about that?
Well, hey, it's a fucking league, bro. Like I'm not going to talk about only the top 4 teams.
You're as good as Boston. Congrats.
No, I'm not talking about only the top 4 teams. We got to show love to everyone, even if they're fucking somewhat average. Somebody's got to be average. Not everyone can be the fucking best.
We're not tipping fucking average, bro.
We're tipping mediocrity.
Bro, the problem with this team...
we expect excellence here on the flank.
Mediocre?
We tip average all the time, bro. We're like, this team, they're pretty good, but they can't beat the top teams.
Who are we tipping its average?
Bro, we've tipped Boston when they're average. Like they're an average ass team.
Because Boston's also overperforming.
We've tipped them. What?
Because they're overperforming.
We tip them when they win a series, not as just in general. Like, they just lost, but they're middle of the pack. Like they're pretty good.
Bro, the problem with Carolina, obviously Dylan Rux played pretty good today. Hopefully it kicks on from there. Austin and Tej are not on the upswing of their careers. And Gwyn, like I fear, might be like one of the million sub players who've come in the league. They're great online, but the minute they go to an event, it's like
Well, he played good. He played good at LAN this last one.
In the one series,
it's one series. That's all they could play.
I think this is a dead team. I think I'm really curious to see what Carolina do going forward.
A dead team is crazy.
They're a dead team and likely a dead org based on the rumors that I'm hearing that Carolina might be getting out of the league. I just think it is.
Fuck them up, BJ. Fuck them up. Fuck them up.
No, they are just reliant, bro.
Ben, what's their schedule? What's their schedule, Ben?
They're reliant on. I will tell you this in a second, but they're relying on individual players having insane series to carry them to wins, and it's just not going to happen against top teams. If you're curious about their upcoming matches, they have Boston, Optic, Minnesota, and Miami remaining, which is like a doable schedule. They can find theoretically 3 wins from that, but if they
called them the Steelers the other episode? Was that you, Ben? Who called them the Steelers the other day?
I think didn't you call them
Steelers? No, it was Cap. It was Cap on Scrap Time. He called the Ravens the Steelers, bro. 9-8 for what?
Yeah.
Winners bracket for what?
Like, fuck yourself over every year.
It was Cap, dude.
That is a rumor, though, with Carolina, right? That they're selling in the offseason, right?
The rumor is Boston and Carolina will be the 2 spots they'll be for sale.
I mean, I'm not listen, like I said, I'm not saying that they're going to be good. I'm not saying that they are a good team. I'm saying, like, because I'm looking at their schedule, like, that they've played. This is their matches even dating back to Vivid. They just lost to Ultra today. They lost to Minnesota, Thieves, Surge. They beat Rocker, lost to FaZe, beat Gorillas, lost to Thieves, beat Falcons, lost to Surge. If you look at all their losses, the only team that they've lost to that isn't a top 4 team in the last like fucking 10 matches is Rocker, which they split 50-50. So listen, I'm not saying they're a good team. I'm not saying they're going to be. I'm not going to say they're a top 4 team, but I'm saying to say. Oh, hold on. You're not listening. To say they're a dead team when you're not calling, let's say, Boston a dead team is complete bullshit because they're at Boston with the way they're playing. At least they're still good enough. They can potentially be good enough to be top 6. Listen, I'm not going to say holy fuck, congrats on the top 6, but I'm saying like top 6 isn't fucking top 8, top 12. Where let's say Optic is placing and they're a quote unquote way more talented roster, so it's a completely shit on this team and like not even be like, oh, I mean, we'll see what they can do against the other teams. It's complete bullshit. Like it's just like you're just like hating on them. I get it, they're not the best, but like come on,
they're whatever.
You gotta be fair.
They're here, they're out of it, they're getting a participation.
There's a lot of whatever teams. There's a lot of whatever teams in the league. Yeah, we'll still be like, oh yeah,
and we dunk on all
and they're on the wrong side of that conversation because I'd much rather talk about Vancouver and Toronto and FaZe and Thieves. Well, just like a Rocker, they're just fucking. All right, brother, you're going to champs. You're losing to FaZe and Thieves. Winners round 1. You're getting out of losers round 2. Fucking go enjoy.
Yeah, I mean they could be better, but like you can't just overhate them, bro. Like we gotta be somewhat. Let's
move on. Let's take a look at Kleenex fucking absolutely dumping on the Carolina Royal Ravens here and sending this to around 11. This was fucking crazy. So you can see Toronto, they're getting the B bomb down. It was Kleenex who was able to find a blood there, but then everybody dies and Kleenex is left in a 1v3 situation. Look at how Kleenex clutches this 1v3. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Just absolutely smokes them. And look at him, just ice cold. Doesn't even get hyped after something like that. That was fucking crazy. What a 1v3 from Kleenex.
He just mega trolling because the way the bomb is planted, at least they might have been able to see it from the door.
Why did they hop it? So why did Austin hop it so fast? I mean, there's still 35. He didn't even need the hop yet, realistically. He probably could have just chilled for a second. I don't think they need the hot bomb yet. Just like find Kleenex, see where he is, and just chow him and just kill him.
They gave Kleenex the 1v3 so Gwyn could aura for him on his birthday. That's literally what it was.
Nah, that's crazy. Wait, it's his birthday today?
Yeah, it's his birthday.
Slowly. Then we get to the round 11. This was where Carolina was able to get their one map win here. But let's take a look here. Toronto, every time a team plants his B-bomb site, I would love to know the stats here. I feel like they always back off of it, and then the team always retakes it, bro. I feel like this site is always getting retook. What is it with this site? There's just no lines of sight to check the bomb, huh? Like, you have to overextend to check bomb.
Yeah.
So I personally, when teams are planning the bomb, I think they need to like push it out or like stay pushed out on it. Like, I don't think they could just back in and like tuck themselves here.
To be honest, they almost won this simply because the way they engaged, like they backed off the site, but once the enemy team, once Ravens got onto the site, they took the fight to them. Because if you think about it, there's basically no cover outside of that tree. So once they know they're advancing onto the bomb, that's probably the best time to like take fights. But I think Ravens did a good job of just like making them miss bullets, because you'll see it. I think when they go to overchow here, like somebody's fucking Neo from the Matrix on that tree, and he baits out everyone, and they end up dying. But they almost win it anyways.
I just feel like you got to push out the hut, and I think somebody needs to be lurking mid. Like, I feel like you get this bomb down, boom, you back off of it, and you work for mid control. Like, if they're going to wrap back, I'd rather them just wrap out of here, wrap through mid, and try and, like, get mid control and get bomb checks through mid, and maybe keep 1 or 2 guys lurking their side, right? But just staying stagnant in, like, this little office building here, like, I feel like you're just chalking yourself, bro. I've just seen so many people plant this B-bomb site, and it's a 4v4 bomb down situation, and they can't hold the site. I think teams need to start getting a little bit more proactive after they get the bomb down here, instead of just kind of turtling here like you see Toronto doing. And then you can see they kind of just get blended, right? Like Carolina know that they have map control. They have control of the site. Toronto has to chow and has to peek it. And they do a good job just finding the kills, holding, right? TJ's just playing a corner. He knows Toronto's going to be pushing this. They have to get checks. I thought for a second Beans was out of here. I really did. Do you think Beans, after he gets this kill, should have just slid out? Like, boom, gets this kill, like, boom, take your pistol out and get out of there. Maybe he thought he was on bomb or something, or maybe he thought it was closer, but Gwyn just runs him the fuck down. He tries to get away, Gwyn with the chow, and he gets it at 7.5. You can see it right there. Paused it right in the fucking money. Good plays coming in from Gwyn. I think we knew right away that Gwyn had it. But good place. Good retake from the Carolina Royal Ravens. They tied the series up at 1, and we thought for a second that we were going to have a little bit of a series here, but that didn't really play out how we thought it was. We can take a look here at the end of the control. Joe Deceives, he just calls game, no Sam. We were watching Joe Deceives just run around in circles down here. I can't talk about this guy Joe Deceives enough, bro. I've been really impressed with his gameplay this year. Just the way he's able to switch lanes and play his life. Also, just mechanically, like, the guy is insane. You can see how he's just able to finesse around the spawn. He just keeps going into the spawn, finding a kill or two, running out, getting to his teammates, working trades, and he's just constantly hitting those timings. Then he gets himself tucked into a creddy spot, finds another one, dipping and diving. Look at him go, dude. Joe Deceives. Just been unbelievable. If you're Carolina, you're losing fucking composure here. You can't find him. He ends the game here on a 6 spree to call game into control. That's great work from Joe. But I do want to tune into the listening from Carolina. I thought it was terrible. Let me know what you guys think. Let's tune into the Carolina Royal Ravens here to map number 4. After I heard this listening, I knew this team was chalked. Let's tune in.
One door, me dead.
Nice. I got one of those.
Nice. Zebra.
I'm here with you.
Side door. Let's go down.
Nice. They're flying back, I think.
All in the back. We could flip though. It could be weird.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Better now.
I'm coming. You can pitch me.
One shot, bro. Cider in the back.
I got naded, bro.
Are you pushing the back?
Dead, bro. 3 on time.
We're Lambo.
3 on time, bro.
We go Natty.
Lambo clinics.
Going new.
On Natty inside weak.
They could be getting out maybe.
On Natty water. This guy's being water. Comes up dead.
Nice.
Yo, open on me. Dead.
Nice. No. Cider.
Yeah, ult.
Cider.
I will cut, okay?
Oh no, that don't be.
Do I get time for
I'm
one?
backing
Yeah,
up.
you get time. One secret on me.
Secret?
2 secret. Made him 1 shot, bro. Kleenex and Joe secret. Missing the ARs.
One's gonna go through
Dark to plat.
I'm flanking.
On his back.
What's that man?
On the back, bro.
Yeah, jump out. Front of me, guys.
Front. Yeah, front new. You.
I have your plat.
One's gonna go plat for sure.
I have your plat.
Or flank the back.
Plat. One shot.
Yeah, one's in the back.
110. No, he's 10.
Dead.
That's him.
No, he'll weak. Beans. In 10 now.
Running in the back. Running in the back.
You're in the back of me, bro. In the back. You're back.
On time, bro.
Attention.
Yeah. Plat stairs weak.
I can slide in time, bro.
Press left.
Try to take some.
We go tonight.
Dark. Dead.
Nice. 2.
Enter inside. Weak.
Dead.
3. Left
I got one thing.
Nice.
Get
Good
up.
shit.
Get on time.
Yo,
I have over you. Get this time.
Dead. More on me flat.
I can bump you. Go. We can pitch you back
He's
here.
on me.
Just in the back. We're gonna flip. We're
Weak
gonna
inside
flip.
plat.
I killed one new.
Nice.
They went open.
Yeah, already on me.
Inside,
No, one
shot. Top open, 1 shot.
Beans is on new, bro.
Attention going off of.
Beans don't know. They're gonna be playing mid and close. Let me open. Might be a guy close.
Put him open.
Trying to help you.
I'm playing our side, guys. You guys play open.
Give me a second.
Wait, stairs. I'm better come
Are we gonna
out.
listen to more of this or no?
What am I pinch like?
You want me to shut it off, Benji?
Yeah, it should suppress him, bro.
I mean, they sound bad, like in terms of like their tones of voice, but their info delivery wasn't the worst in the world.
Why is Chris's Ravens apologist this episode, brother?
Wait,
These guys
bro,
are
I was listening.
bad.
Bro, because shit.
Any team.
Okay.
Bro,
no
why are
passion,
you like
there's no
white
passion,
hiding for this
man.
team?
It's simple, bro. Any team that
The
picks
only
up a
person,
challenger player,
the only person that was
about,
quiet,
bro.
the only person that was quiet was Austin. He was fucking mute. Like Gwyn was trying his best. Like it wasn't the worst.
Yeah, but Gwyn sounded like someone pissing his fucking cereal.
Yeah, but who cares about the tone of voice, bro? As long as they know what the fuck they're saying and everyone's doing the right shit, it wasn't even that bad.
Somebody pissing their cereal, Benji?
You're just criticizing it because
That's
it
what it sounded
sounded
like,
because of
bro.
their tones of voice,
Yeah,
bro.
I
Like
am criticizing their tone of voice. Their tonality was absolutely shit. It's a good word.
Okay,
No, I
fair.
learned that yesterday.
that is a good word, Tom.
Fuck it. Their tone was terrible. I don't understand. Like, bro, you have to come out with some. Bro, we have more passion playing eights. I'm not even trolling. Like playing like shitter
Yeah.
eights in the team speak. Like, bro, you're in the pro league. Like bring some energy. Like, unless they're trying to go for like those super calm, like Toronto Ultra comms. But even with the Toronto Ultra comms, I still felt like you can hear the passion a little bit. They were just a little bit more calm. But like, I don't know, bro. I didn't like the comms at all. It sounded like they didn't want to be there. Like they didn't even want to play. Like they were just going through the motions.
That's a fair criticism. I'll give you the tone. The tone is there, but the info delivery wasn't the worst.
This guy
outside
Chris
of
got to be
Austin's.
auditioning for Brian Saint's
I'm
job,
just not
bro.
biased, bro.
He's got to be trying to.
I'm
That's
sorry.
not biased to say that.
I'm
that is an
looking-
objectively
listen, I'm
shit
watching-
listening. How
I'm
is
looking-
that biased?
Listen, I'm not just listening. I'm also watching, and I'm seeing what they're saying and how they're reacting to it based off their communication. And it wasn't the worst.
It fucking sucked.
It was terrible.
You're sitting here
Absolutely.
watching it, but I think you have fucking sunglasses on, brother.
This guy wants Brian Saint's job.
I don't give a fuck. I want nobody's job. I'm just saying. I'm
Brian
just not
Saint
being
gonna
a
have a
dick.
job if Carolina's getting out.
Well, I mean, that's
that's
always
the only thing I
that's
can
a
think of,
question for
bro.
a later day.
Well,
I mean, listen, these Carolina guys are just mid. Toronto, look, we can have the argument for the 99th time about Merck. I think they're just a solidly top 4 team. They got a few things to clean up, but a good showing from them today.
any other final thoughts on the series? Any other thoughts?
Let's get to the best series of the day, man.
Sam's had enough. Sam's had enough of this shit. Then we get to the live series of the day. Man, was this a good one? We got the Vegas Falcons going up against the new and improved Cloud9. Obviously, Cloud9 just picked up Spartan Capital for Attach and Mac. Cloud9 win the series 3-0 against the Vegas Falcons. We start things off at a Volt Hardpoint where Cloud9 was able to win 250 to 213. We got a dealership S&D where Cloud9 went 6-1 in that one. And we got a Hacienda Control that goes to an overtime where Cloud9 were able to close that one out 3-2 there. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet. Nearly a red carpet here for the Vegas Falcons. AG saving them from that one barely with a 1.0. But then you got a 0.87 from Priesta, a 0.82 from Xnit, and a 0.83 from RC's. 3.8s across the board here for the Vegas Falcons. On the other side, it's all green. You got a 1.12 from Capsital, a 1.27 from Kremp, a 1.03 from Sib, and a 1.14 from Spart. We'll scroll down here. Take a look at the MVP. It's probably going to be Kremp. And it is with a 1.28 in hardpoint, a 1.5 in S&D, and a 1.23 in control. Kremp letting it sing here today against the Vegas Falcons. We'll start with you, Benjay. What the hell's going on with Vegas? These cats are looking rough, Benjay. They're looking rough. Cloud9, obviously, with a new roster. They're looking pretty good. Granted, it was against Vegas. What are your thoughts, Benjay?
Well, I mean, look at Alex's interactions compared to the rest of the team. That's the first thing I see. They got to get on the same page on how they want to play pace-wise. I just think they're a one-map wonder team, bro. Like, the Vault was a little bit mixy, but, C9 pulled away at the end. But these guys, this Vegas team is god-awful in S&D. They don't play together. They don't do anything of note. They look lost in control. They're a dead team. I really don't understand why they didn't blow this team up after the last stage. But
can we go to Chris so we can hear the
they're out.
Silver lining.
Yeah,
This guy, no. Tom said, "What happened to this team?" Well, what do you mean? What happened to this team? They haven't been good the whole time. Nothing's happened.
They've been
It's the
good on
same shit.
Skyline Hardpoint. You should let him play it every series.
Yeah.
That's what I need to hear, bro. Give me some
They
Skyline.
did. I know.
That's what I'm saying. Let him play.
They used to. Wait, they used to. Remember back with their old. You remember back with their old roster, like the All Saudi team. They got Skyline hardpoint search in every series.
Bro, you could have given that team whatever the fuck they want. You could have picked all 5.
And that was the only maps that they were like somewhat comping. But even if they would lose them, yeah, nothing happened with this team, Tom. They're just not good. Their AR duo is fucking terrible.
I would have given Merc the bag if you're Vegas Falcons. I don't even think they reached out
that's
to
what
Merc.
I said, bro. That's what I said. That was literally the first thing I said.
But if you're Merc, like, why the fuck would you go to this team now when they're clearly gonna like completely pivot in the offseason? Like, this is a shit situation to go into.
That's true.
Get the bag.
But he could get the bag. Yeah.
The only time, if I were Merc, the only thing I would sign is if they give me an insane second year that's guaranteed 100%. Otherwise, I'm just screwing my fucking stock by playing with a shit team. It's just a bunch of mercenaries.
His stock's gonna be fine on this team. Like, bro, I'd be okay with Pred and Merc looking for 2 like next year. I'd be okay with that team.
It's not a bad duo to start off with.
I think they could find some solid players, bro.
They're gonna find solid players because they're gonna have people looking for spots to get paid for. My concern with this Vegas team, like, obviously they need to do an AR swap, but like long term with this Vegas team is in order for them to handle the best teams, they're going to have to get better at S&D. And none of the search rounds or search maps I've seen from this team are anywhere close to the quality they're going to need next year or the year beyond that to actually like take the next step.
Well, this team isn't making it another 3 months. So
and I
that's
will say I will say this. I'm not paying this on AG because he's been on teams with 3 other players, but like virtually every team he's been on has been like dog shit search. I know last year, listen, Optic won that insane loss streak in S&D and they played great at champs. They won a couple events. I tipped that, but like think about the Seattle years as well. He's got to figure out his game in S&D and how to elevate the people around him in the game mode.
Bro, they were so bad in search today.
Man, fuck that shit. I'm not criticizing Pred for this shit. Listen, they're not good at search. Fucking whoop-de-doo. These guys can't buy a fucking kill. Their AR duo is fucking ass. It's probably the worst in the fucking league. Like, they are garbage. Listen
to your bias, bro.
That's not bias. They can figure out search and destroy when they figure out how to get a damn kill. After they figure out how to get a damn kill, then they can figure out search and destroy.
I know Alec has been a pro before, but he was in challengers, bro. You got to give this team the flowers. They picked up a challenger player.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
I'm just going by your playbook.
Yo, listen, bro. What was Clayster cooking, man?
Slay's got to go back and delete that tweet. Bro.
We got to listen as a community, brother. We got to stop tweeting, man. We have to because it's not good.
The tweets are not aging well.
The tweets are not aging well,
bro. You know what's funny? I know Clay when he tweeted that shit, he did not believe it, bro.
You don't think so? You don't think he believed it?
Hell,
it's just PR.
No,
it's just PR,
baby.
Bro, there's no way he's picking up Alec and Priesta and being like, "Oh yeah, I did something." Like, come on, bro.
They are. The problem with this team is AG's probably got one eye in the next year. I don't blame him.
100%.
Exnit's obviously still developing as a player. Like he is.
Exnit's just happy to be there, bro. No bullshit. That guy gets on with a smile on his face, no matter what's going on.
I think like. Long term, he'll get better. They just have a dead AR duo, and like people feel like they're playing for the spots on the team. I just think they got to cycle through players again and just try to find a comp that like works for them. Because otherwise, it's going to be this, bro. They're just wasting everybody's time in every fucking match we see for them the rest of the year.
I actually thought Cloud9 didn't make that bad roster decisions. I actually thought what they did with their team, like all things considered, like when you look at like potential players to pick up. I thought the Capsule pickup was.
I love the Cap pickup.
The Cap pickup was a great pickup. Capsule.
I wasn't on the show yesterday, but I've been a big Cap guy because it's just a random anecdote. But when he filled for Ken and MW2, I got to play with him for a little bit, and I loved his attitude, dude. And he's obviously insane at search, which he seems to still be insane at search. But I love the Cap pickup. Fast pace, like in your face sub in this game is super valuable to bounce off a cramp. I think it's great.
From my understanding, Spart's been playing really well in challengers as well. Like Spart's also been a pretty good player. I thought they were gonna go with Brack, but
he always has 7 names in that AR spot. So
Or always plays good in challengers. He needs to transition to pro league. And today, you know, he played the Falcons. He did a good job. Yo, if you do you have their listening though, Tom? Because goddamn, that shit you couldn't understand a damn thing, bro.
They were just first map. You know what I'm saying? Like first map, new team. Like just
they're throwing deads and shit. Oh,
yeah, they were just feeling it.
You give them a pass because they were winning, but goddamn, bro, I couldn't understand a word.
I got it right here. Let's tune in. We got the listen in with the Cloud9 here. Once it loads. Here we go.
Line on me. Line free stuff. Front me, AG. This one over. I hear you. Okay. Above me off. Oh, sorry. Nice. One's up still. He's gonna be on left. One's left. Elbow, hook on me. He's low before. I need it. Close. Close one shot. Incon. Last two front. Out of right, Alec, one shot. On the vein, on the vault. Vein and vault. Vault dead. Sit line. He saw me. Let's control me. Out of P3. Left. Top left. I'm absolutely dead. What's we missed? He's showing. Nice. Could be calling again. Go left. Bottom AG.
All right, let's get do it for the comms. What'd you guys think? But it definitely sounded like, you know, the what was it? What are the seagulls in Finding Nemo or something?
Yeah. Mine. Dead.
They were yapping for sure, bro. And Spart looks so much like Chelly. It's insane. Look at him. He looks exactly like Chelly, bro.
It's Fart and Spart, bro.
It's Fart and Spart, dude. It's fucking insane.
Chelly and Helly, man.
Usually they try and make industry plants look like the people in the industry, though.
No,
that's not anything new.
No way. Chelly, man.
My bad, Chelly.
My bad, Chelly. I'm sorry, Chelly.
I think the key thing for C9 is obviously this is a nice victory at 3-0, great for the map count. They have a tremendously difficult split. They play Toronto on Sunday, FaZe in Miami next week, and then Thieves. So there's a big win for them. It's a series they have to win, but they're gonna have to upset two of these quality teams to probably make it the winners bracket, you would think.
Yeah. Do we think they're? Hold on, real quick. Do we think this team is making champs?
Well, that's the thing. I was looking at the standings. I mean, bro, they can still make it. Like it's
they have to upset like 5 straight teams and then get like second.
Yeah, they gotta make it.
And have Optic lose.
Are they ahead of Minnesota?
They're tied now.
They're tied with Minnesota, but the rest of their schedule is awful.
Who's the rest of their schedule? What is it?
Toronto, FaZe, Miami, Thieves.
Oh my god!
I'm saying, like, it's
GG.
So assuming that they don't win all those matches,
no wonder they went so hard today, bro. They had to get one on the board.
they had to get this one on the board.
They needed that one bad, bro.
Well, listen, if they get hot here and they beat these teams, they got confidence going to the event. Like,
wait, are we acting like they're gonna beat the 4 best teams in the league?
No, but
I mean, we saw what New York the only thing I will say, Pat, is like these top teams online, like these matches literally mean nothing to them. Like really, like if you really think about it, like Cloud9
for map count testers, bro.
Yeah, like Cloud9, this is everything for them. Like these matches are like they might come out with insane passion compared to like some of these top teams who are just like, you know, like these matches are just like whatever, right? So it's like, are they going to beat the top teams? Most likely not, but it is Call of Duty, and you never know, right? You never know. They're still in the race, right? Like
we talk about LAT and FaZe having 400 points, and LAG has 30.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane, bro. That's actually crazy. 30 points is crazy on the whole season. That's nuts.
30, and LAT has 400.
I mean, we had a 10-team league this year, bro.
Plumber era. I believe Vegas is officially eliminated from champs. They lose tomorrow.
No.
There was one other result that was not.
Wait, they weren't already
about to put my Vegas Falcons to chance.
No, if they won every match and won the next major, they might.
No. But it would have had to been them winning out and Optic losing every series they ever play for the rest of the year.
No, I can't believe it, man. Fuck.
I thought they were.
We are in the plumber era, bro.
Yeah, Sam, what do you think about that? Pat thinks we're in the plumber era right now.
We are undoubtedly in the plumber era, brother.
Slowly. I don't think some people.
I played in all the eras, man. That shit, fuck me.
You guys got any other thoughts? I mean, with the Vegas Falcons and Cloud9, I mean, I'm excited to see Cloud9 with their new team against some of the top talent. We'll see what they can do. We'll see how they match up against top teams. But today was pretty one-sided. Any other final thoughts, guys, on that one? We should pull up. Let's pull up Dante taking AG hostage here, though. We gotta pull this up. You know, we gotta pull this up real quick. Shit. You know what I mean? My man Dante, it's his former teammate here, Mr. AG, and unfortunately for AG, you know, Dante had to grab him here. He had to grab him slowly. Dante, look at Dante. Then he hits him with the finishing move here. Let's take a look at the finishing move here. After they get this guy over here, boom, take care of him, boom. Dante, look, he jumps off his knee. Unbelievable. Fuck,
you know the worst part about getting grabbed, bro, is that you got to call out to your boys that you're just getting grabbed.
Yeah, dude. It's just the worst feeling. And
like, he's like, yo, he's got me by the waist, bro. Like, careful. He's fucking me.
I love, bro. Great plays coming in from Dante and the boys, but let's take a look at tomorrow's matches and see what's going on, because we got some big ones. We know how close the race is between Minnesota and Optic. We got Minnesota starting things off tomorrow against the Vegas Falcons. That's obviously a big win for them, so they need to close that one out there. And then we got the Carolina Royal Ravens going up against the Boston Breach. We got Vancouver going up against Optic Texas. Optic, I think a lot of us thought there were going to be some changes there, but no changes coming in from the Optic Texas, so they're running it back. We'll see how they match up against Vancouver. And then we got the Thieves going up against Miami to end the day tomorrow. So we got some pretty good matches tomorrow. I'm excited. All right, I'll start with the first prediction. We got Minnesota going up against Vegas. I got Minnesota 3-1. Who do you got, Pat?
Minnesota.
Duarte.
Minnesota.
Sam LaRue.
Minnesota.
It's Benjay.
Minnesota Rockers, bro.
All right, and we got the Boston Breach going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens.
Monster Energy matchup. Oh,
yeah, I was just about to say that, bro. This is egregious.
Bad, baby.
The Monster Energy matchup of the
Putting this shit on this series? Fuck.
I got the Boston Breach. Carolina are looking rough right now. I think Boston's going to come out, take care of business. I got Boston.
Wait, why is it on this series?
I don't know, dude. That LAT Miami series is screaming at me.
Yeah, LAT's Miami should have been probably the. Well, what does that mean? Monster energy, monster matchup
just
in a day.
Like the marquee matchup or
something. It's just some extra pomp and circumstance.
Oh, okay, so yeah, shouldn't it have been Thieves in Miami?
Probably,
you would think, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Okay, absolutely. I got Boston. Pat, who do you got?
Boston.
Duarte.
Sure. Boston.
LaRue.
Boston.
Benji Nassim.
The Boston Breach.
Are we? By the way, did all of Breaking Point go with Vegas Falcons today? Go with Cloud9 against Vegas Falcons, and then we all went with Vegas today, or what? Like, what happened?
We had a couple phases though, and they went mostly Vancouver.
They're up too. Like it flushed out.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think they're skumazing us somehow. I don't know what they're doing, but I think they're skumazing somehow. But then we got the Vancouver Surge going up against Optic Texas. I got Vancouver in that one.
Vancouver.
Yeah. Does everybody got Vancouver in that one?
Yeah.
All right. We got Thieves versus Miami. I got Thieves. Has everybody got Thieves in that one?
Online, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't pick against Thieves online.
Although I hope Real plays great.
Listen, we got to start asking Breaking Point who they got. We got to make a group chat with all that. Yo, who y'all got?
Graphic.
Yeah.
Who y'all got?
No facts, Duarte. Facts, bro. We can't let them slide. We can't let this slide like that, bro. Let's take a look at fantasy real quick. Let's see what's going on here. Benji, why don't you get ready to hit the putt while I take a look here and see what's going on. Okay, we got fantasy. We got Chelly going up against Dondado. Oh, Jesus. Chelly didn't submit a lineup. Well, he lost. Chelly
he can submit his lineup starting tomorrow.
Tom, you like my team name?
Sam, Miami beat FaZe. You're an asshole for that. You're an asshole for that, Sam. You're an asshole for that. Wow, Gersh. I don't think Gersh had any.
Hasn't anyone play?
Yeah, nobody played today for Gersh. So yeah, he's gonna make the comeback. We'll see, Benja, you're tied up with Nameless right now. It's a Columbus, Ohio duo. Look at this. Got Benjay, Nameless. They tied up at 8. Pat, you're going up against Duarte. You got a 3-point lead right now against
I had
Duarte.
Beans.
It's going to be a clean win here.
Beans up to point 7.
Fucked you, Duarte. No way. And then I'm down 3 right now to that nub, which, yeah, I really don't know. Oh, he had 3 players play today. I had 2. So, yeah, Nub's got some more reps. But it's looking pretty close with me and that nub right now. So we'll see what happens tomorrow in tomorrow's matches. But Benjay, why don't you sink the pop? Let's see what you can do here, Benjay. We got a lot of people bringing in some channel points that you're sinking this shit. Let's see what happens here. Benji Nassim getting ready to go to the movies. He's got a date tonight.
Ready to go to the movies.
He's got to make sure he sinks his paw to impress his date, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what he can do as he steps up. He's got those slippers on, lines it up on a green, and he sinks the paw. Benji!
An absolute banger,
The
bro.
date gonna be good tonight, Benji. It's gonna be a good night, Benji. It's gonna be a phenomenal night. You know, absolutely. But guys, that's gonna do it for us. Only 3 matches today. We got some bangers tomorrow, but I do appreciate everybody who's been tuning in to the watch parties and the shows. I know some of these days aren't the best days, but we're always gonna have a good time in here talking about some COD and going over these matches. So I just appreciate all the energy. As always, man, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sites we're on. Go follow at the Flank on X. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials over there. And of course, ZooMaa.gg for the merch. And join the community on Twitter. We're almost at 25,000 people in the community over there on Twitter. So make sure to check it out. Spotlighted to the top of my Twitter, top of the Flank Twitter. Nada spamming it in the chat right now. Shout out to Nada. And yeah, guys, we'll be back tomorrow with another watch party, another Flank. Take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Take it easy, slowly. Ciao, ciao.